then I got a slack line bite, and I picked it up and it started to run, and I thought I had a decent smooth hound. Evening everybody, and welcome to round 4 of the Southern League and Open from Lee-On-Solent. I've got peg 39, so I am actually on the Lee-On-Solent section, but then there's another section on Brown Down and the third section at Stokes Bay. Much more civilised than it was at Chesil. My car's parked about 50 metres away, there's a toilet block behind me, and just behind the toilet block there's a pub. So that's Cowes over there, which is the most northerly point of the Isle of Wight. We get a lot of cruise liners come through here because they come out of the Port of Southampton and they go along that north coast of the Isle of Wight before going out into the Channel. And that's Ryde over there, and you can just make out the Portsmouth to Ryde ferry. So Lee-On-Solent is very well known for its smooth hounds, but I think we're a month early. There'll probably be some pups, but I haven't heard of any big smooth hounds yet. So it's mostly going to be dogfish again. The weather forecast is for 30-mile-an-hour winds gusting 40. And actually when we arrived it was really nice, but that was less than an hour ago and it's already starting to get up and be quite windy now. I'm in a tough section. I've got Ben Arnold, I've got Darren Bond, I've got Dan Moggeridge, but I'm here to learn. I didn't do very well in the last 2 rounds. Hopefully I can learn something. So baits for tonight is mostly going to be sand eel. I've struggled to get hold of sand eels, but I managed to get a bag of small ones, so I'm going to use those whole. Might even double them up. See how it goes. Got my usual squid, I've got sardines, and then just in case those smooth hounds turn up, I've got some prawns. And you might be saying, oh well, I haven't got the crab. And there is crab in the shops already, but last year I actually did better for the hounds on prawn or squid head than I actually did on the crab. So I'm not spending out £1.50 per crab if I can catch smooth hounds just as well or even better on the prawn. So I'm starting off tonight with 3 hook clip down, very short snoods at about 20-25 centimetres. I'll start with that. It worked well the other night, but I've also got 40 centimetre 3 hook clip down, again with size 2s, and then I've got a selection of different Pompey loop rigs with larger hooks in case those hounds turn up. So an hour in, it was looking a bit bleak. The guide 2 pegs up from me. It had 2 thornback rays, one on each of the first 2 casts, and I couldn't even lose any bait. The bait was coming in looking like it had just gone out. But that last cast, on the edge of the hour, I've just had a double shot of a whiting and a pout. No, it's not a thornback, I know, but it's an awful lot better than having a blank card. Well, you didn't get your hour 2 check-in. Things got a bit exciting, and not all in a positive way. So first of all, I had a little dogfish, probably the smallest dogfish I can remember. It was only 33 centimetres. And then the wind suddenly got up and the waves got bigger and people started being worried about their beach shelters. The waves were coming up higher than we all expected, and it was at that moment that then I got a slack line bite and the rod actually fell off the rod rest, and and I picked it up and it started to run, and I thought I had a decent smooth hound, because it was lunging, and then it went off to my right and went in front of the angler next to me, who's 20 metres away. He came running down the beach to help me land it, and it was a conger, a 104 centimetre conger. So that took a while to sort out, because he wasn't very friendly, wasn't very happy about it. But it's a nice fish to have, especially on a night when we're struggling a bit. So after I got the fish back in the water, the wind got up even more, really gusting, the waves big. Everyone's now packed up everything and moved another sort of 20 yards back up the beach. The waves are really crashing in. So I probably wasted half an hour, really. It's been quite difficult. I don't think I'm really fishing properly yet. I'm hoping the wind will die down a bit. We've got another half hour or so before high tide, so it could get a little bit worse yet. But hopefully it dies down. But it's been a bit exciting. I don't know if you can see, I'm now encamped here. The beach shelter's only, I'm lying on the floor. The beach shelter's only this sort of high, so that it's out of the wind as much as possible. My bait table is just lying on the floor. Everything's packed away in bags behind me in case I've got to move again. I don't think I could do to move again. It'd be too much. But so it's yeah, it feels more like a survival challenge at the moment rather than a fishing competition. But yeah, at least I've got a decent fish. I'm starting to build up a decent weight. Maybe it's to my advantage if it's this difficult from now till the end of the match. So I haven't spent much time talking to you guys tonight, and I know it's a bit repetitious from the last few matches, but the conditions, it's tough. I know the guy down from me, I don't know his full name, everyone knows him as Till. He's had 2 thornbacks, a conger, a couple of dogfish, so he's on like 350 points. Not sure how everybody else is getting on. I'm on about 120 points. In the last hour I've had 2 double shots of whiting and pout, but it's just a bit endurance. It's died down a little bit now, but it's still hard going. And me and the guy next to me, we've not had anything other than that one conger that I had. We've not had anything big. We're just sort of scratching it out with little pout and whiting. So advice-wise, one of the things I was thinking tonight, because I was definitely doing it myself, when you're fishing conditions like this, and maybe really when you're doing any fishing, when you're reeling in on the beach, don't reel it in straight towards yourself, because when it gets to the surf and you pick it out, maybe you've got weed on, maybe you've got a fish on. If it comes off in the surf, that weight will fly out of the surf and it'll fly straight at you. At the moment in this weather, I don't even need there to be anything on the hook. The moment that weight comes out of the water, it flies up the beach with the wind. So lean your rod to one side, bring it in, and then drag it sideways out of the surf. And then if it does ping up, it's not going to ping up straight at you. So that's all lit up just from my headlamp, and I've only got my headlamp set to half power. So it is well worth you investing in a decent headlight when you're down the beach. Saves you messing around with things like tip lights. Just wanted to show you how low I've set my beach shelter because of this wind. So I can't even sit on the seat. But with that low profile, it'll catch less of the wind. And if anyone's out there that's wondering about investing in a beach shelter, well, this is the conditions outside the beach shelter. And yet when we come down here, it's all nice. So there's only 10 minutes left and I've got my last cast out. I just had a nice little thornback, a really good bite. I thought it was something bigger, but when I got it was just a small thornback of 30 centimetres across the wings. But I haven't done too bad. I'll have to wait and see how everybody else has done. It's been a bit, other than that thornback, it's been a bit quiet for me the last hour or so. Whereas, yeah, I know I'm against a lot of very good anglers along here, but they've managed to find dogfish in the last sort of hour and a half since it's still windy, but it's died down a little. And with their extra casting distance, all big casters, they've managed to pick up a few dogfish. So despite the fact I've got a decent conger and a little thornback, I think I'm still going to struggle this evening. But we won't know till tomorrow. I'll hand my card in shortly, and then the results will be published tomorrow. So that was another physically challenging match, thanks to Storm Kathleen. I am beginning to wonder if I should start a storm chasing channel rather than a fishing channel. So the results of the match are, for Zone A, Billy Potter was first with £22.9 and Peter Reed second with £15.12. Winner of Zone B was Ian Dancy with £23.7. Second was Ben Bradstock with £22.1. So Zone C, which I was in, was won by Till Hall with £22.6, and second was Daz Newlands with £17.3. Heaviest flat was Matt Pitter with a 9-ounce dab. Heaviest round was Dave Wade with a £7.11 thornback, and the nominated fish, which was a smooth hound, was won by Julian Shambrook. I ended up finishing 8th in my section, which I'm quite pleased with, really. There was a lot of very good anglers in my zone. 6 of the top 8 people in the league currently were in that zone, plus we had a guest appearance from Darren Bond. And looking at the league, I'm actually sitting in 14th place. Last year I finished 29th. This year I was hoping I might sneak into the top 20. So a third of the way through the league to be in 14th place, I'm quite pleased with. So I could make the argument, as you're allowed to drop your 3 worst results, I'm still actually in joint first place. So thanks for joining me, and we can look forward next month to fishing Milford Shinglebank, which is the west entrance to the Solent. See you next month.